Well, good evening. Welcome to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. This is Sandy, and I can see that there's some people in already. So, good evening, everybody. So, I hope you had a fabulous weekend. We are back in Wyoming, and Joe and I have been just working our tails off. I tell you, busy, busy, busy. But that's what happens when you live in two different places and you get back and you have so many things to do. Diana is here. Hi, it's been a long time since I was able to catch a live show. Been busy today. I was cutting up oranges and lemons to make 24 jars of orange marmalade. Oh, I love orange marmalade. We have a new, well, we've had it 2 years now, orange tree that's a blood orange. And that's really good for making marmalade too. It makes a different color marmalade. And it had lots of buds when we left. So next fall, we should have blood oranges, and I will be making blood orange marmalade also. It's just so tasty. And marmalade is one of those things I think either you absolutely adore it or you don't. It's just one of those things. But Diana, I hope you have been well. And life is busy. Everybody that you talk to is just like so many things to do. And we just sometimes maybe need to step back a little bit and not be so busy. How we do that, I don't know. I try, and then pretty soon I'm as busy as ever. And Julie is here. Um, Good evening, Sandy. Glad you had a safe trip. Us too. It's stressful when you're traveling that far in just a couple days, but the weather was perfect. And so we are very happy to be back in Wyoming, which, we spend a, a little bit more here than down there, but for sure, um, this is home. I always say it's like camping down there, like you're in a little trailer, you're kind of camping. And Diana says that she is very well, so I'm very happy about that. Awesome. And today, I'm actually working on some glass. I have an extra table set up in my little office room because I have a show on Mother's Day weekend. Actually, maybe it's the week before Mother's Day because it is actually in about 2 weeks. I have to have 9 pieces, but I'm making this round piece of glass that has cacti on it. Then the cactus are greens and purples, and it's got some other colors in there. And I would lift it up and show it to you, but it's just not dry enough and it's not finished. And Nancy is here. Hey, girl, how are ya? Very nice of you to stop in. So, what huge project am I doing? Now, Joe cut down my choke cherries. They were out of control. I was going to cut them last summer, and the summer just zoomed by. So we got home, and he made it his project to cut these 20-foot choke cherries down to about 3.5 feet. They'll grow back. And I have plenty of choke cherry juice to make jellies or syrup. So it's not like I am going to be hurting for choke cherries for a little while. Plus, there's a few dotted other choke cherries on our property anyway. In fact, we have a yellow choke cherry, which was a sport, a weird thing that happened genetically to choke cherries at one point. And they stay green a long time, and then they start to turn the yellow, and the birds don't realize they're ripe, and so they leave them alone. And they're sweeter. So I might make some yellow choke cherry jelly this year. But then we have a chopper shredder, and Joe has just been just making all kinds of wood chips from them. Now, our choke cherries are probably about 20 feet long, the row. Now, imagine that, and they're about 20 feet tall and 5 feet wide, and Joe just whacked those babies down. And that's right, Julie, free mulch. And that was the reason for doing it, besides they were out of control. And I'm just going to keep them after this about 5 feet, 6 feet tall. They will make plenty of blossoms and choke cherries, and it will give actually more early morning sun to a lot of sections of my garden, where it wasn't until probably 11, sometimes 12 o'clock before the area right by them would get sun. And so that affected how those things grew. And Ann Dale is here. Ann girl, how are ya? Ann has a live tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Am I correct with that, Ann? Or maybe it's a little bit earlier now. And you have to write in there, and if it's not 11 Eastern Time, please write that in there so that people can come over and see you. She has a Tuesday, so you choose your attitude, and it's always inspiring. And so I appreciate that she does that every single time. And good, correct, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that means 9 o'clock my time. And so I'm going to show you a little thing that I've been doing basically today, and part of a little bit last night, but mostly today. Now, caveat, I do not cut down my perennial flowers when it gets fall time. Now, if I live someplace where it was very moist, there was a lot of humidity, I would do that. But Wyoming is very dry, and so I don't have to do that. And Todd is here. Hello, young man. How are ya? We are glad to be home too. So I don't cut those down. A lot of insects and bugs burrow into hollow stemmed plants in the fall, and they just overwinter there, or they'll lay eggs there. And so I just let them. Sometimes it's little creatures, little mice, little creatures that you can have in your yard. And so I just want them to have a little home. So usually when we get back, that's when I cut it all down. Well, the plants were very prolific last year because we had an extra amount of rain for the summer. The gardens were fabulous. And so there's a lot of plant material. And hi, Ann. How are you? Little Frenchie in Big Texas. How are the girls? And how's Jake? So let me show you what it first looked like. Okay. Now our front yard kind of slopes, and it's 90% of it is just plants. There's only a little tiny bit of grass where there used to be all grass, but it's just a little teeny bit. Arizona is our home half of the year and half of the year in Wyoming. And so that's how I can have gardens in both places. So this is what it looked like before I started pulling things. Now remember, I let the plant there so that bugs, insects, and little creatures can have a place to live the whole winter. So look at all that plant material. There's yarrow and marrow and mints. And so I'm just taking my clippers and I'm just clipping away, right? This is right by the porch. And so I have these great big buckets. And so I took some of those buckets, and these are the red currants that I just I just transplanted yesterday. Just because my brother grows his red currants in big buckets. And so that's what I decided to do. Well, all that plant material is going through the chipper shredder. Now, I probably have had this 30 years, that machine. And Joe's done some work on it. And you see where the choke cherries are all cut down. That used to be so big, but there is a ton of mulch. And so I'm kind of excited about that. And after I was done pulling today, I did leave some leaves and a little bit of plant material because I didn't want bare soil really, but it is all chopped down. And it took me a long time today, but it's really, the buds are starting to swell. The little pieces, the little plants are starting to come up, and in a month's time, they'll be so much larger. But it just went from craziness like this to this. So that was my project for today. And so I have those big orange tubs. I have 6 of them. I thought I was only have to have 5 of them, but I took 6 of them to take all that plant material. So, oh, no worries at all. Todd says that he's planning to do 2 raised vegetable beds with old tin. Very nice. You can use all kinds of stuff. You can use wood. You can use old stock tanks. You can do a lot of things to have raised beds. And it was very satisfying, because as you go across, you can see the progression of getting all that plant material, and then nothing's going to waste. That's the best part of having a chipper shredder. I mean, if you didn't, you could take your nippers and you could chop it up, but that chipper shredder is just like, and Joe chopped up all of those chokecherry branches, except for some really big fat branches, and he'll cut those up and we'll use them either in the fire pit or wood stove or in our pizza oven. He'll let them dry some and then we can use them. So, hi, Ange. Angie says, jarred up freeze-dried jalapenos now. Just sent you a pics. So, where's my phone? A picture. Angie has been freeze-drying all kinds of stuff. It's very exciting. And she did Skittles the other day, and I love freeze-dried Skittles. They're just like so fun. It looks like marbles that exploded. And so I'm totally excited that she was doing all this stuff. Now, this week on Fridays, I start my Vanilla Fridays. And we are actually, I'm starting with a pie. And I'm making a vanilla sugar cream pie. I think people used to, at some point in some areas of the country, called those Hoosier pies. I think that's what somebody had told me once. And now that could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what people told me. But every Friday, I am going to do a different video on a recipe with vanilla. One, because I love vanilla and I have a lot of it. And in those different ones, not every single one, but different ones, I'm going to give some vanilla beans away. And actually, I do believe it is next Monday night that I give some vanilla beans away too. So that's exciting. Julie says, I started a new batch of vanilla sugar today. Should be ready in a week. I always have vanilla sugar. So like when I'm done with that jar of vanilla and I got a vanilla bean, I don't want to throw it away. So let it dry a little bit. And then I put it in a couple cups of sugar in like a Tupperware. And it is in about a week or so, that entire sugar is like vanilla sugar. It is so fabulous. And you can just add it to things like in your teas, in your coffee, and it gives that different flavor. So that's kind of cool. And Xander is here. It says, made it home. And I got seeds from you, Sandy. Yay. Now, we could have snow on Wednesday. We were supposed to get rain today, but we haven't got any rain. But it does look on the map that everywhere around us is getting rain. We just haven't gotten any yet today. So, Todd says that this June, my vanilla extract will be 4 years old. I got some vanilla extract downstairs that, wow, it must be, I don't even know how many years old. It still tastes fabulous. It gets better even. Anne says that she was going to ask what you use vanilla sugar for. You can add it to teas or coffees. If you're making like sugar cookies, you could sprinkle it on top. You can sprinkle it on top of a lot of different cookies, and it gives it a fun flavor because it's got that vanilla and it's got that sugary crunch on top. And when I make the vanilla sugar cream pie, it has after you've got the pie, you pour this melted butter on it, and then you put sugar and some other things, and you sprinkle it on top, and then you put it in your broiler for like 30 seconds. But I'm going to use vanilla sugar when I do that. And so one more thing you can do with vanilla sugar. Sandra says, I swear that place I was pet sitting at I thought I had a snuggle bus here at home. Wow, yikes, that place. I'm not really sure what that means. But Sandra was pet sitting. The flavor of vanilla sugar stays with the finished product better than extract, which evaporates. Yeah, the alcohol does evaporate off of when you're cooking. But I do really love vanilla sugar, and you can make vanilla paste. You can make all kinds of things with vanilla beans. Stuck a bus. Okay. So it's going to snow on Wednesday, but then after that, it literally looks like every single day is 60s or 70s through the end of the month. So this weekend on Saturday, I am going to plant my brassicas outside in the community garden. So I have kohlrabis, I have broccoli, I have cabbage. Do I have anything else? I have tomatoes and stuff, but those can't go out yet. That said, I could put up my walls of water for a week and get that soil really warm, and then I could plant some of the tomatoes. But all of my plants that I rooted, like I took those tomato suckers and rooted them. Oh my gosh, fabulous. And then I brought back, all the plants are sitting right here. A friend of mine gave me these succulents. It was a succulent vine. It didn't have a root when she gave it to me. She didn't know what it was called. And so I rooted the two little sections of it, and then I took leaves off of it. And so I just put it in some dirt, right? And let me pull one of these out. And look at it makes its own little root system, so it'll make a whole new plant from just a leaf. I'm going to have to do some research because I don't have any idea what kind it is. I'm sure it cannot survive outside in Wyoming. I left the two vines in the ground, so I'm hoping that they all survive over the hot summer. Julie says that my last broccoli is almost done. Kale is still hanging on. It could last until June if there isn't a heat wave. That would be true. Yeah, because like I could have, my brassicas that I had down in Arizona, they could have stayed in the ground for a lot longer, and I could have just kept trimming those broccolis. But after a while, you just had enough broccoli, and that's just the way it is. I brought all the cabbages with me. And tomorrow's video, sauerkraut. Angie, are freeze-dried foods good? I know I have seen people doing it. A lady I watched did avocados. Oh, see, that would sound good. And she said they stay green and taste great. Everything that I've ever tasted that it was freeze-dried, I thought was fabulous. One thing that Doug told me at his way homestead is that you can't consume, just like that's all you're eating is freeze-dried stuff. Because even though you rehydrate it, it can, if you're eating that all the time, it can literally take the moisture out of your stomach. And so he said you have to be kind of careful. You can't go overboard crazy and that's all you eat. And I thought that was interesting. I would have never even thought about that. So, but I think you could eat a lot of it. But you just have to be in balance with everything. So, you have to be realistic about the texture when they are rehydrated. Yes, and drink plenty of water with it. Well, yeah, it's just like when you dehydrate things. If you're putting them in soups and different things, it's perfectly good, but it is a different texture. Though, I love mushrooms, and I especially love dehydrated mushrooms because it tastes kind of like candy. That part of the stuff turns to sugar, and I love it. Xander says, depends on what you like, Diana. It's the same for your regular stockpile. Store what you like, eat what you like, and rotate your stockpile. True words, for sure. Now, tonight, right after my live, I am going over. The Master Gardeners have a speaker coming in from Sheridan. And actually, she started at 6 o'clock. So I told everybody I was going to be late because I was having a live and I was going to talk to you guys. But she has a business, and it's all about native plants in our area of Wyoming. And I was at a state conference for the Master Gardeners, and she was a speaker. And so I've already heard her talk before, but it's really interesting. And they have just built this little business in Sheridan, Wyoming. And they just have just a huge amount of native plants that will grow in our area. Sheridan from my house is probably about hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. Angie says, hi, Joseph. He is in the background. He's out there. That's right, Angie. He's hiding back there. I don't know what he's doing over there. Joe, people are waving to you and saying hi. I don't know if he's going to come in. He seems to be shy about these things now. No, I don't know. He's busy. He's doing stuff. And what? Yeah, they're saying hi to you. They could see you in the background. Oh, I'm glad you got your heart. Good, good. See, now he's coming in. Yay.
Who is it?
Oh, Angie, Julie's waving to you. And there's Joe.
I don't see him.
That's because they're right here, over on the side.
Hi, Ange.
Todd says hi.
Hi,
Teresa says hi. Julie says hi.
Lurker Smurf?
That's Julie.
Oh.
He's eating a donut because I can smell chocolate.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
She bought them.
We had this little store, and I've talked about this store before. And usually like on Monday mornings and sometimes on Wednesday mornings, they have these sections, and the things are 99 cents. So I got a bag of spinach today for 99 cents. I got some cottage cheese. I got some little baby beets, 2 little packages, 99 cents. Got him a package of donuts, chocolate donuts for 99 cents. No, I only paid eight. I paid 80 cents for those. 80 cents for those. Those are on clearance too. Yeah. See, everybody. Xander's saying hi to you. And Dale's saying hi. Everybody's saying hi.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for all the highs.
Oh my gosh. I told him that you were a worker bee.
Yep.
Chopping and shredding and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about having that kind of machine, chipper shredder, is that you're not wasting anything. It chips it all up, and then we put it around in our flower beds. We put them around trees. So it's just going back into the soil. And Wayne Smith is in here too. See, everybody's saying hi to you.
Wayne and Frenchie. Jeez.
See, everybody's saying hi. That's because they haven't seen you for a while.
That's because you kept me busy, baby. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, he doesn't even know what kind of pie I'm making for the vanilla one. It's going to be a surprise to him.
You making a pie, baby?
Yes, Friday. Well, I should have making it Thursday. The video's coming up on Friday.
I can't wait for Friday.
I am having a glass class at my house on Friday also. And it is my dad's 93rd birthday on Friday. They leave to come back home tomorrow. And they'll take 3 days to come back. We only took 2 days. And that's right, Ann, keep him busy. And so then on Friday, it's his 93rd birthday. I talked to my mom and dad last night, and my dad fell. She said he was totally okay, just had some bruises. He was just on the patio and he just tripped. But then he couldn't get up. And so then mom helped him get up. But she said he was totally okay, just some bruises. But it was just like, we leave and then he falls. Not that it would have made a difference while we were there, but at least she could have came and got us and we could have helped him. But that's just one of those things, when you get older, what I've noticed is people don't walk the same, they shuffle. And so there must have been something on the patio and he misjudged something, and he just couldn't get back up by himself because he's had 2 knee replacements. And if he puts weight on his knees without a knee pad, it's really painful. And so he didn't want to do that. So then mom got his little walker thing that if he needed it, and some knee pads, and then he got himself up. And I said, you should have went to the other neighbors. Well, Dad didn't want to do that, but that's just the way that is. I try to spoil him, Wayne. It's a tough life. Our Joanne store is going out of business. Now, I don't know if that's happening all over the country, but our store only has a week left, and it has sales like you would not believe. When I was in there on Sunday afternoon, if you bought 3 bolts of fabric, you got 8 bolts of fabric for free. How is that possible? If you bought 3 threads, you got 8 threads for free. There was all these different deals like that. You could buy, I'm going to redo our patio furniture because I had done that, I think maybe like 6 years ago. And the material just fades after a while. It's right out in the sun. And Dale, you are so sweet. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ann. And so I decided that I knew Joann's was going out of business. I knew the fabric would be on sale. And so I went and I found some outdoor fabric, it was different than my original outdoor fabric, the way it was made. And it's made specifically for furniture outside. And if I bought the whole roll, which was about 8 yards, it was 90% off. So seriously, it was regular $29.99 a yard. So I got 8 yards because that's what's on the roll. And I got 90% off. That is just crazy. Oh, Xander says they never had a Joann's there. I have liked Joann's, but we got a Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago in town, and it has been very difficult, I think, for Joann's. Though Joann's has better fabric than Hobby Lobby, but Hobby Lobby has all those other things. So, Ann says, happy to be back. Thank you, Ann. That's so sweet of you. You'll have to see the Joann's in Yuma closed like 5 years ago. But I really think ours is just closing because of Hobby Lobby. It's just we only have 30-some thousand people in our town. And I think it can't support both stores. But I feel bad, though I did really like the deals I got. Oh, Xander says they don't have a Hobby Lobby either. It's in the house. So if you have a Joann's, you should just check it out and see if it's just ours Joann's. But if they're going to close, sometimes they close them all over the country, different stores, and take advantage of that when they start to close. Ours has 1 week left. So I figured if I went back in on like Friday, they probably would even have better deals. Julie says 99-cent store is closing too. I stocked up on oatmeal. Only place it was still $1 a pound. In Yuma, the 99-cent store is closing also. We don't have one here in Gillette. We have a Dollar Tree, but not a 99-cent store. And I did see the article that said that they were closing all over the country, which, that's too bad. A lot of people like those stores. I like my Dollar Tree store. I've gotten a lot of good things. Yeah, I will miss going to Joann's because they had some fabulous fabric. But I bought some different kinds of fabric, and some for aprons, some for bags. I found this really fun dark blue fabric, and then it has white in these little designs, but they're every single state in the United States, the shape of it. And I thought those would make some fun bags, and then I could give some away. But it is already 31 minutes and 32 seconds, and I'm going to have to go because I have to go to my Master Gardener meeting. And I will see you guys during the week. I will see you next Monday night. I'm pretty sure it's next Monday that I'm giving the vanilla beans away. I'll post it, though, because I already have it scheduled. But everybody have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. And Dale, thank you very much. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, little Frenchie, Anne. 2 Anns in one night. Thank you so much. Todd, have a good night. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks, girls.